welcome to the channel. This is Nihal and you're watching Not Just Another Channel. With the end of MWC, the same old, there have been quite a few marvelous new phones coming out. You've seen the Vivo Apex concept, and then you've seen quite a few clones, iPhone type clones like the Asus, the Vivo 9, and many of the other manufacturers actually doing notch or copying the essential phone, or as the iOS fans would say, the Apple iPhone X. The biggest talking point of MWC was Samsung. Usually Samsung has its own booth, but for some reason this year Samsung decided to join MWC under its normal banner. So this video is just going to be an unboxing or a walkthrough of the Samsung S9 Plus specifically, because I prefer the 9 Plus model. And here we have the S9 Plus. Actually wait, it's the S8 Plus. So I just wanted to highlight what other people have been mentioning. To somebody who's not a Samsung user or who's coming from probably an S7 or S6, it is extremely difficult for people to actually notice the difference between the S8 and S9. The only biggest difference you can actually know is the fingerprint sensor. The other difference, if it is only on the S9 Plus, where you can see dual cameras instead of a single camera. From every other aspect of it, it looks pretty much the same, but who am I to judge? Let's go on with the unboxing. And again, this is not really sponsored by Samsung or any other third party. This is again my own money. Obviously, if you have pre-ordered it from Samsung or many of the other carriers, you can get it 7 days earlier, but I don't see what the charm is, because if everybody does it 7 days earlier, everybody is going to get it at the same time. So this is from Samsung UK. I got this as part of their Samsung upgrade program. So I'm just going to trade in my S8 Plus and I've got the S9 Plus. So the outer box was pretty good, a cardboard box. It is a bit unique. So it just says, thank you for shopping with Samsung. Let me take the box out. That is there. Samsung S9 Plus. The talking point of the S9 Plus, which is again something different what Samsung's done this year. Last year both the S8 and the S8 Plus were pretty much identical except the screen sizes. But this year Samsung, the S9 Plus has got a little more love. So the S9 Plus has dual cameras. Another talking point of the camera this time is the super slow-mo. It's nothing new. It's 960 FPS. Something that Sony has been having for the year, probably a year or two. The only difference is that what it captures is in 720p, but well, it's a novelty that probably will not wear off, especially a lot of us, including myself, like super slow-mo. You got stereo speakers, something different again this year. The earpiece is actually doubles up as another speaker, so you've got dual speakers on both sides. Good if you intend to use your phone as your primary media device and play it on speakers. Most of us tend to use Bluetooth or connect it to other Bluetooth devices. And perennially Samsung is the leader in getting their devices IP certified. So it's IP68 water and dust resistant. Iris scanner, apparently this time is slightly more secure, slightly faster than what it was before. 128 GB, which is actually good considering the fact that 64 GB or 32 GB was a staple a few years ago, in fact even a few months ago. So let's quickly open the plastic on this thing. The packaging on this is probably similar to the one last year. I forgot to mention, this is a dual SIM version, so they have actually introduced this year. Natively available in the UK, so it's already got the Duos model here. So as I mentioned before, it's a coral blue. So there you have it, Samsung standard documentation. You open it, quick start guide. as well as we've got the SIM eject tool, right? That's how the device looks. This is how it looks. So from the front, you could probably not even notice any difference in the phone. So you'd be forgiven for mistaking it for an S8. But if you actually see at the back, this is where the actual improvements are. So one of the biggest petitions to Samsung was the stupid placement of the fingerprint sensor. Obviously a lot of people, including myself, touched the camera lens instead of the fingerprint sensor, but this time you've got a guide, something they should have done before, and you can see the dual camera module as well as the LED flash. Yeah, and the other thing which Samsung has not gotten rid of is its Bixby, and obviously it's got a volume rocker on the left and its power button on the right. In the box you've got the adaptive fast charger, data transfer tool, USB 2.0 to USB-C connector or adapter, the AKG tuned headphones and some spare earlets for these. So simple run through of the specs: 6GB RAM, 128 GB, it is 6.2 inch screen diagonal, fully rectangle, 6.1 inch around the rounded corners, Quad HD AMOLED. The PPI of this is slightly lesser than the PPI of the S9, that's probably because of the size. A dual pixel 12 megapixel camera with variable aperture, so 1.4 f1.5 and f2.4. Another 12 megapixel camera with a fixed aperture of 2.4, so that is primarily for telephoto. Wireless charging enabled, and finally earphones tuned by AKG. So quickly going back to the S8, the S9 is, I feel, slightly thicker. You can actually see probably the difference in the speaker setup. So the last year's S8 had a grilled setup. This one's slightly opened, and there's something kind of a groove around it. I don't know if it's like a plug-in module from them, so it looks slightly different. They still maintain the 3.5mm jack. In last year's the S8, this is the S8. You can see, I don't know if it's clear in the camera, you can see the iris module here, iris camera module. As well, there's another small camera there. So you can see actually there are 3 grooves on the top bezel, above the top bezel. But in this year's one, there are just 2. How Samsung's done a good job of hiding it. So the one that was actually visible, the one on the left side here on the Samsung S8, it's this one. Can you see this? I'm pretty sure you can see these 2. But switching to the S9, just take the film out of this. It is pretty indistinguishable from the black of the screen. It's nothing to do with the screen being turned off, but it's just pretty hard to actually look. But if you see the other side of this, you can see one visible module, so it's hard to tell what is what here. The other one, so I can say pretty much Samsung's done a good job of actually blending whatever module was there into the screen. So if you can actually, if I tilt it at a right angle, I can see the module a bit, but in most of the angles I cannot see it. Another difference between this is when the screen is turned off, the S9, which is in my right hand, the screen looks kind of more reflective, in the sense it looks more clear. It's like looking into a high quality glass. But if I actually do the same thing with the S8, it's good, but it's not as clean. So it's like, you know, if you've seen these cheap mirrors that are made of, you know, kind of plastic versus an actual glass mirror with a silver backing. So the difference between the two is kind of identical. So I'm just going to power it on for a bit. Okay, there we got it. The S9 Plus, powered by Knox. That's probably something new added. It comes with 8.0 hopefully out of the box. Pretty much sure it does come out of the box. So the other slight difference is it's got the duos at the bottom. The SD card also doubles up as second SIM slot. Okay, this is the Wi-Fi screen. I'm just going to log in, connected, agree to all the conditions, next, checking for updates, sign in to my Google. Yes, two-factor authentication works. Use your device to sign in. I agree. So your standard screens is nothing new. Choose your backup to restore LG. Let's restore it from. Let's restore all the apps. Set up intelligent scan. What's this? Let's see. So it says protect your phone. It has quite a lot of things which are not there from last year. So it's got intelligent scan, face recognition, which Samsung introduced with the audio update, iris scanner, fingerprint scanner, PIN password, or no thank you. Let's see what intelligent scan is. Set a secure screen lock and register your face and iris. Pattern. Require pattern when device powers on. Yes. Remember my pattern and confirm. Yes. Smarter way to verify. Let's see. Face recognition. Face registration. So it says face registration. Let's do that. Hold your phone 20 to 50 centimeters from the device. Okay. The face has been registered. Just one iris. Because I've got a slight tilt in my eye. Open eyes wide. Iris registered. So if you actually see, the iris scanner was extremely quick. Face recognition was rapid. Last year's one, obviously you notice I have a slight squint in one of my eyes, so I could only register one iris with last year's S8. So obviously the option of one iris, but this year the iris scanner recognized both of them, so which is actually good. Icon, let's see. Protect your phone. Your phone has been set up. Agree. Checking. Meet your Google Assistant. Yes, I'm in. Updating. Finishing touches. So there you have it. The sign-in process, the login process is very smooth. Doesn't take much time. Well, there you have it. The quick unboxing and a small light walkthrough of the S9 Plus. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. Please do like and subscribe. Make sure you share this channel with your friends and family on Facebook, Twitter, and any other social media you have. And please don't forget to leave any comments, things that you like, things that you didn't like. So thank you so much again. Bye bye. Probably, or actually not. Yeah. Yes, I want to do it. What do I use? What do I use? Come on. Help, help, help. Come on. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.